Hey everybody, welcome to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
And this is the show where we take 3 books under a common theme, tell you what happened in them, and then decide which is the good, the bad, and the ugly based on criteria that we just make up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just make it up.
It's secret
Whatever
sauce.
we want.
It is. Usually Sal's here,
Yep.
but he's not.
But he's not now, so deal with it.
X-Men Solo Series number 1s. So each of these is a number 1 in a solo series for an X-Man. So we got Magneto number 1. We've got Rogue number 1. We got Cyclops number 1. Now, of course, there have been plenty of other Magneto runs, but this is the one that Sal picked for us because these two, I think this is like 95, 96, this is 2001.
Yeah.
So it's a different time periods in Marvel's history.
Very
Within
different.
Exactly.
I mean, these two, you could tell they're kind of from the same era.
Yeah.
And this one is.
It's true. So since I opened the show, I'm gonna decide, and I'm gonna say that Ethan's gonna tell us about Cyclops.
All right. Cyclops, number 1. This is written by Brian K. Vaughan, so it should be pretty good, right? And pencils by Mark Teixeira?
Texiera.
Texiera. Right.
Hey.
I was getting mixed up with the baseball player.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah, no,
Teixeira.
and I actually asked him. It's
And he said
Texiera.
Texiera.
Because he goes by Tex as well.
Got it.
Of Ghost Rider fame, guys.
All
Got
right.
that skull.
So this is gonna be great. All right. So we start off. We got monologuing or internal monologuing from Cyclops. He talks about being a leader
Yeah.
and what it means to him.
Because
He-
that's him to a T.
yeah, that's all he is.
Yeah,
So
he's an inner
he's gotta talk
monologue about
that.
leadership.
Yeah.
Which is weird because if this is his own book, who's it leading?
Well, we're gonna find out
Yeah.
how that goes. So he's fighting some Sentinels in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got Cyclops, you got Wolverine, Beast, I think's there. Yeah, Jean Grey, and they're fighting, and then it's the Danger Room. They're not really fighting in Manhattan. That would be a major story, not Cyclops number 1.
Also, they're never actually fighting. It's always a Danger Room scenario.
Right. If the book starts with a fight, it's Danger Room.
Yeah, typically.
So Scott is called in to Professor X's office.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, oh, what's going down? And Professor X is like, hey, stuff's been real serious lately. Like you've been through some stuff. I don't know what happened before this, but it's implied that I guess the team was broken up or something. They're like getting back into shape. That's why they're in the Danger Room. And he kind of specified he hadn't been leading them for a while. So Professor X is like, you should take some time off. You should find yourself. Go find yourself.
Turn in your badge and your gun.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That's exactly what it is.
Turn in your communicator
You're a
and your
loose
visor.
cannon,
Oh God,
Scott.
put the visor back on.
That was a bad idea.
So so he's like, all right, I gotta. He's right. I gotta go out on the road and find myself. So he gets on a motorcycle, of course.
Yep.
It's the only way to find yourself in America.
You have to be on a motorcycle.
Get on a
if you're a
motorcycle.
guy, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. A motorcycle with no spokes. It's sweet.
It's just going
so
so
fast.
fast.
Right. Yeah. That's it.
Or Hank
Or-
McCoy made it.
Yeah.
Saying.
Before he goes out, he has this like fun little conversation with Professor X.
Oh yeah.
X is like, so how are things? He's like, well, this is our first level. We're almost ready for an alpha level encounter, but it's like, no, not the X-Men. Like, how are you? He's like, oh, well, I've increased my accuracy of my optic blocks by 4%. Like, no.
Jesus Christ, Scott.
Oh my God, Scott. Like, how are you like
How you
emotionally and stuff? I don't know what that means. Yeah.
Leader.
How do you feel?
I don't understand the question. So he goes over its origin because maybe this is the first time you've ever heard of Cyclops. You got to find out like how he got his powers and stuff. Which is I didn't know
But
this.
it's very brief.
He fell out of an airplane with his brother and like landed on the ground and didn't die.
This is where Sal would be able to help us out.
Right.
here with a
Explain
little-
like, well, no. Oh, they have a parachute. You know what? I didn't see the parachute.
Oh, there you go. Because I was gonna say, because isn't his brother Havoc? So
Yeah.
he could have used like.
I thought like he was gonna like blast to like slow them down, but then he's like, no, I didn't. Then when my powers manifested later, the crash like caused my brain to like not be able to control.
Yeah,
it.
like in theory, there was a
never
part
heard
of his
that
brain
before.
that was going to allow him to control this, and
Yeah.
instead he just got all messed
It's not
up.
that like his mutant powers are just like random. It's like no, your mutant powers would normally allow you to control them. but his brain is messed up.
Yeah,
so
like
that
we're not
part of
just
it
gonna
broke.
give you a crazy power like
Yeah.
that.
The random
Who
genetic
wouldn't
mutation.
control their power? You know, like
Yeah.
Beast.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't control. Is there an explanation for why he can't like go back and forth between human and beast?
Yeah.
Like did part of his brain get
It's his
damaged?
mutant power.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, he goes to a hotel because it starts to snow. I guess he didn't check the weather report before he left.
He says they lied.
Yeah. It's like I didn't lie. You didn't check.
It's like the same thing.
So he goes in. He's immediately hit on by the woman behind the computer screen
Yep,
checking him in.
who was like abnormally attractive for
Yeah.
running the motel.
Yeah, for running a motel in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
In the middle of Canada.
Is it Canada?
Yeah, because he's driving through Canada to go to Anchorage because he wants to go back home. He's going to go back to where it
that's right, he's
all
going
started.
home. Okay. Yeah.
Which is like, this must be a really long ride. Because isn't Anchorage on the West Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's in Connecticut.
He
so
uses his blast. He says on the motorcycle backwards. He's like,
yeah, we have no idea how far into his trip this is. He could have just just over the border from New York
Yeah.
into Canada. We don't really know. So then there's an explosion, and he turns around, and it's Juggernaut and Black Tom Cassidy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're here to get him. He tries to hit Juggernaut with a blast, which, like, why? You know that won't do anything, but
He
like,
gives it a shot.
it's like, well, maybe this time.
He's like, I'm kneeling on the ground. What do I usually do when I'm down here? Oh, right. Use as much energy as possible. Here we go.
I'm
I'm gonna shoot my blast more than I've ever shot my blast before. Don't. No. Don't. I know where that's going. Stop.
Yeah, well,
Just
you can't bring it back. It came out of your mouth. So I kind of like this fight because it's very tactical. Like you see Black Tom like jump behind Juggernaut when it's like you absorb, and then he hides behind him and he's like shooting Cyclops with his what'd you call it? A shillelagh?
Yeah, it's a shillelagh.
Shillelagh. And Cyclops dodges him easily, and then he strategically blows up the car that's behind them.
Yep.
Which doesn't hurt Juggernaut, of course, but hurts Black Tom.
Yeah.
So he kind of like monologues internally about how like normally I don't blow up civilian property, and I tell people you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But
Because think about that poor person who's gonna have to get to work on Monday.
Right.
With no car.
Right, exactly. But it's like extreme times, and I'll send him a check.
Yeah.
And he points out that like no one can beat Juggernaut by themselves.
Right. It kind of explains why Scott is such a pill most of the time. He's thinking about these things all the time.
Yeah, he's always on.
Yeah.
I also like to think that this is coming out of his pay, not like that Charles Xavier has a fund to help after the X-Men
No, you
do
blow
something.
stuff up, you gotta
No,
part of the deal.
Scott, that's you.
I mean, if you think about it, it should be, right? Because there should be a disincentive to just randomly blowing stuff up.
What if your powers are kind of based on that, though?
Well, then maybe
You mean like
shouldn't go out
Gambit?
very often. Yeah. What if you could
Game's
only
not
blow
paying for
things
his
up?
crap. Are you kidding me?
I mean, he's paying for his cards,
Oh,
but those are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So Juggernaut gets real mad because Black Tom is knocked out, and he chases after Cyclops, who runs away because he's like, I can't just like beat him like by punching him or whatever. Like he's too strong.
So it's time to enact my plan number 2. I'm gonna run like hell.
Yes, but it's strategic, as you see.
So now, of course, like Xavier could never tell him that plan.
I want you to wheel away like hell.
So he gets knocked down by a slap, hand slap. What do you call it? A hand clap shockwave move by
Classic Juggernaut.
classic Juggernaut move. Knocks him over. Juggernaut's like, "Oh, you thought you could outsmart me? I'm not as dumb as I used to be. I changed." I'm like,
I took a class.
I went to the learning annex and I took a cooking class or whatever. Like I don't.
I'll
Understand.
have you know, I can do my taxes now. I don't actually make income,
Right.
Yeah.
but I could do
But I
it.
could.
You
do
got
it.
TurboTax, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Which is a
and
pretty
I-
smart decision.
I still pay someone else to do it.
You're really, okay, see?
Cyclops then springs his trap, which is to blow away the ice underneath Juggernaut because he's led him onto a lake.
Which really couldn't have supported his weight. I guess it's really thick, but it doesn't seem like
It
it.
looks like it's about that thick
Yeah, so-
from the art, but it
Oh
must
no,
have
that's
been...
the snow on top. The
very
water is like a good foot below.
Maybe. Yeah, that
Oh,
might be
is
that
ice
dark
it?
blue
there.
is
Oh, I
all
thought
the
that was
ice.
a shadow
No,
on the
he's
water.
right, because this is...
Okay, that makes way more
Ice,
sense. Because,
yeah.
like, how would that support?
Yep. Good catch, Ben.
Nice.
Yes.
Good work.
And he could tell
Where's my tree?
that it was a lake because there's a prominent, large no fishing sign
Sal gives us
on
treats.
it.
No, he doesn't.
It's not true.
Hey, shut up,
Meanwhile,
man, you're gonna ruin
Black Tom is struggling to reach for his shillelagh, And we get a little background on how his powers work. He can only channel his energy through wooden objects.
Yeah, it sucks.
Which is like the worst power out of.
So like, why
possible.
wouldn't you always have wood around? Like, wear a helmet made out of wood. Like, wear armor of wood.
Yeah, have just like wood,
I'm
like
just gonna carry
daggers
a
and stuff,
stick.
like all over. No, he has one
He should
stick.
cut off his
Wooden
own
teeth.
hand and then replace it with a wooden
They have a
hand.
wooden hand.
Wooden hand.
Yeah.
I was thinking wooden teeth, like Washington.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Because then it can just be like,
Yeah.
Or even
Yeah.
not the whole hand. You might want that. Like pick a couple of fingers that you're not using.
look at this one.
Yeah. Boom!
No, he doesn't do any of that. He's powerless. And Cyclops comes up and stops him right before he can grab the shillelagh. And he basically says, like, tell me who hired you.
Yeah.
Who sent you? Who sent you? And
Do what I want to know, or I'll blast your
oh,
face.
yeah, he threatens to like kill him basically. Juggernaut's already escaped from the lake and has grabbed the woman from the.
There's a little fire down there.
Oh,
hotel?
that's
Yeah, 'cause it's
actually
the car.
That's the car that blew.
Yeah,
that's
it's like a
bit
little
of-
like.
Which must have been her car because she's the only one at the hotel, and that's why she didn't escape
Well,
after the.
there could be
I
other people
like
in
to
this
think it's
hotel.
their car. Like Juggernaut had to get in that car. How else did they get there? They had to drive.
He could have run. He could have, Black Tom's on his back and he's juggernauting.
He's jogging.
Jogging. So Juggernaut takes a hostage. So Cyclops takes a hostage. He's like,
Yeah.
all right, you want a hostage? I'll take Black Tom and I'll blow his friggin' head off. And Juggernaut's like, no. And he like burns his face a little bit, or he hits his face with the optic blast. And he's like, what are you doing? You're a good guy, Cyclops. And,
Am I?
Yeah, I'm not feeling too good right now. He says he's gonna take his head off. And Juggernaut still doesn't believe him, so Cyclops like screams like a crazy person.
Test me, man.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not the only one who changed. I changed too. I've been through some shit. I will murder this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And Juggernaut's like, what? Stop! What are you
friend!
doing?
Oh my God, no! I never meant this.
Which is like, yeah, like Juggernaut's like clearly like very emotionally attached to Black Tom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was.
You
smart
might
move
say in
on
love.
Scott's part. Yeah, definitely.
But
Like,
thank God that there's a little inner monologue after that, so Scott
Oh,
can
yes.
reassure us. I would never have actually done
right.
that.
Yeah,
though.
I
Don't
wouldn't
wo-
have done
I was
that.
I'm still a
bluffing.
good guy.
I'm not like a murdering psychopath. Like
He's
I
like,
will
he's
be.
like, literally, that was the only thing I had going for me right there.
Yeah.
It's just, and okay, it worked.
Yep. Thank God. I don't know what would happen if Juggernaut had called his bluff.
Yeah, it would have been screwed.
Yeah, he would have had to surrender.
Also, that woman would have had her arms ripped off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. So he says like you gotta put her down. And you gotta tell me who hired you. And he's like, all right, fine. It was some guy named Ulysses. And he paid him $1 million, or he's going to pay them $1 million for Cyclops. And Cyclops has never heard of Ulysses.
Right.
He doesn't know who he is.
Which probably pisses Ulysses off a lot.
Well, and Cyclops is like, why didn't you just beat him? If he had the money, why didn't you just be like, why don't I just kill you, or you give me the money? And he's like, well, because he scares me. He scares the Juggernaut. That's how serious Ulysses is.
I mean, I just scared you by threatening to kill your friend. I'm saying it's
Probably
yeah,
not
it's
that
not
hard
that
now.
hard.
it's starting to seem like a lot of things scare you.
yeah,
Like,
you
ooh,
seem like a
look
very
out.
sensitive guy.
Yeah, it's a teddy bear. I might rip its arm off, Juggernaut. How you feeling?
Oh, that teddy bear didn't do
terrible.
anything.
That's what I thought.
Someone
You're
loves
a
that
good
teddy
guy.
bear. You're
Yeah.
a monster.
yeah.
I also have this ladybug here. Oh, I hate bugs. No, it's the spots.
So Cyclops then is like, why don't you just go back and like tell him that you killed me, and then he'll give you the money, and it'll be fine. He's like, well, what if he doesn't believe me? So Cyclops then says like, oh, I convinced him to go. Like I had to talk to him a bit. You know,
Yeah,
I
I'd
had
have
to
a
talk him
talking
into
to.
it.
Yeah.
but
I had to
he-
write down some notes for him so he could look at his hand and then tell.
Yeah, and tell a
Ulysses.
plausible story about why he doesn't have my body. And then he reveals that, like, also I put a tracking device on Black Tom, so, like, he's going to lead me right to
Ulysses, yeah.
And then we'll find out who's behind this.
Yeah,
little-
who is Ulysses?
Who is Ulysses? But it can't be too big a mystery because this is only 4 issues. So,
Yeah.
you know, we're going to wrap it up pretty soon.
Well,
But,
yeah. Which is probably, like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, especially because, like,
Yeah.
X-Men books tend to just go on.
Well, yeah, and he is a leader. Like, that's really his
He's
only
gotta
thing.
go back.
So you can't have too much him being alone. 'Cause,
Exactly.
Like, he's not really a character.
Exactly.
He's just in charge.
So now I'm going to tell you about Rogue.
All right. I figured you would choose Rogue.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben.
I don't know what you're talking about.
First of all, you got this sweet ad for Star Trek
Boldly go.
Generations.
There it is. We're boldly going. So this book is written by Howard Mackey, which I thought was hilarious because we got Howard Mackey and we got Mark Texiera, the Danny Ketch Dream Team, along with Mike Wieringo. So there's a positive. And
Okay.
Terry Austin. It's an affair to remember.
Oh.
Starts off with Rogue flying around in the sky, because where else are you going to fly around? And she's just talking about how awesome it is to fly.
Good point.
Right?
It would be awesome,
It's
yes.
pretty cool.
I like this opening. 'cause
I
it's like,
love
that's
this.
what I would do if I
It
could fly.
is so much fun.
Yeah.
Because like you see these two like fighter jets nearby, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like she's in danger, but it looks like she's just having a good time. No, she's just like, you know, flying around, and she sees these two like jets, and she's just like, I'm feeling a little frisky here. So she flies around them. She like goes on top of one of their like glass dome things, and she like kisses it. And she's like, love to stay in chat, but I gotta go. So she leaves, and like the guy in there, like the other pilot's like, what did you see? And she's like, the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. He's like, what? He's like, nothing. What? No.
Never mind.
I didn't. Nope. I'm not losing it. I still want to be a fighter pilot. I didn't see anything. So Rogue like flies for about 20 minutes, goes back down to the school presumably, where she's just like, ooh, I gotta talk to Remy about the fact that I am leaving. I have a trip I have to take to go back home.
Right. And Remy is not just a friend. They are.
Well, they're on again, off again.
Yeah.
On again, off again. Always
On
with
again.
the two of them. Always with the two of them. But we get a little backstory on this Tyler plantation, which used to be owned by these like wealthy individuals, and when they died, they left it to the local church, and they turned it into like a place where like people go, like it's a care home.
Yeah.
We see there's a young man in a coma who lives at this plantation now. It's turned into whatever. And it turns out it's the young man that Rogue kissed when she found out she had powers. When she kissed him, and now he's in a coma.
Yep.
Sorry.
Which, that sucks.
Sorry.
That'll
It's like,
mess you
what are you
up
gonna
forever.
do? Yeah, well, messed her up for
That
a
sucks
while.
face.
I mean, not him. He's, you know.
Well,
I mean,
he's messed up, but
like,
in a
he's-
different way.
it's like, who knows what's going on in there? He's on his own journey. And then
He's
we go to-
having the longest kissing dream ever.
Exactly. He's just like, wow, I'm really good at kissing.
Does Cody ever wake up?
I don't know. I don't know.
Tell us in the comments down below. Does Cody ever wake
Yeah,
up?
right? I
Where's
don't.
Sal when you need him?
Yeah, I know. Sal, what the hell, man?
He should not ever wake up. He should be stuck in the coma forever.
Right?
That is how things ought to be. That is right and just
Right.
that he never wake up.
Yeah.
Well, because then it's always a thing for Rogue.
Right.
Well, she had
escape
another
that
thing too,
shame.
because she also put Carol Danvers in a coma.
Yes, she did.
So,
But Carol Danvers then
Did
got
wake
better.
up,
Yeah, so.
So we got to keep Cody in that coma, or else Rogue
Otherwise,
could, like,
there's no repercussions.
happy and
yeah, you'll be in a
recover.
coma for maybe like 20, 30 years, but you'll be fine after that.
She's got plenty to be upset about. Trust me, it's the X-Men. She got plenty.
always something.
It's always something.
always something.
Anyway, then we go to New Orleans, where we're at like a cemetery. There's a mausoleum, and like clearly they have just interned someone, and it turns out that it's the Guild of Thieves.
Yeah.
No.
In the Guild of Thieves.
The Guild of Assassins.
It is the
Guild
Guild
of
of
Assassins,
Assassins,
sorry.
but it's all related.
It's
so
it's one of those. Yeah. It's Belladonna. Belladonna's dad's dead. She's in
It's
charge
like they
now.
couldn't come up with anything else for Rogue to deal with,
Yeah.
so they're like, "You're gonna deal with Belladonna. Her dad's dead, and now like there's no one in charge of the Guild of Assassins." It's like,
Yep.
who's gonna be in charge of the Guild of
Remember
Assassins?
that Gambit story?
Yeah,
we
I remember
did
that.
A little while ago. This is like picking right up from that.
Don't forget about Kendra.
Well, isn't she also from the South?
Rogue is, yeah.
Yeah, but like she has her own stuff she could deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like literally Gambit's
Yeah.
like history that she's now.
Well, yeah, how are we also going to get Gambit involved?
It's Rogue #1, and she's in a Gambit story.
Yeah, well, they're just like, hey, you messed up. You messed
Yep.
up. So, basically, Kendra shows up, and like Belladonna's like, get the hell out of here. Like, you're not a benefactress anymore. I don't care about you. And
Right.
like, Kendra's like, yeah, but here's the thing. Like, your dad was like kind of emotional, and so like it didn't really work out. But like you got like a heart of stone. Take that as a compliment.
And that's
feel
what
like
it
we could
needs
deal.
I'm just
to
saying.
have to lead Assassins.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just saying, like, you know, you can't love anybody, and you'll never be loved by anybody, and it's
And that's a good thing. Yeah,
And-
that's certainly not a
and
backhanded
Belladonna,
compliment.
Belladonna's like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, you
I
can
get
stop
it.
now.
No,
That's-
No, and you're cold too. You're so cold. You're like a cold-hearted bitch.
Okay,
yeah, I'm
you
pretty
need to
sure
stop.
your parents didn't even love you because like they wanted to, but they couldn't, and you don't love them. Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
What?
Don't you want me to work with you? I don't understand what this is.
Yeah, this is compliments where I come from.
Oh, well, you have some problems.
That is not what
should
that
speak
is
to a
here.
therapist.
Exactly. So like she says, Kendra says she's gonna get in touch with him about Remy LeBeau and his girlfriend. Don't even name her. Doesn't even matter.
Nope.
So, they're like, don't worry, we're not going out of this book anytime soon. So then, Rogue lands back in what I assume is like near Westchester, even though it doesn't look like it.
Not really.
But she's gonna meet Gambit at a local like bar And so they can talk and like just, kind of catch up and what have you. And she gets stopped by
and
these.
not touch each other.
And not touch each other. No touching. Well, he can touch her now, just not her face.
Right.
And then that's when like these two dudes show up and they're like, hey, we're looking to get some.
Yep.
You should just give it to us.
Right.
Because we got kicked out of the other place for being like this.
Yep.
So you should come on, just take your clothes off. And she's like, yeah, I don't think so. And then all of a sudden Gambit like rolls up on his motorcycle and he's just like, here's my card. And he throws it at them and like explodes their motorcycle. And Rogue's like,
He destroys their motorcycle.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And Rogue's like, I got this.
Yeah.
I'm Rogue.
I don't know why
I just
you
wanted to blow stuff
figured
up.
you had to show up, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was drive by.
And she doesn't beat them up. She leaves them on top of the sheriff's office so that she has to, they have to explain how she got up there.
Yeah, how they got up there and
Yeah.
how they're drunk.
And why they're drunk.
Yeah, like, why are you up here? Why are you drunk? I love
Why
it.
is there a
mutant
burning
put
wreck of
me
a
here,
motorcycle
go
registered
find
to
her.
your
They're like,
residence?
Yeah, she's crazy.
blow into this tube. At Harry's hideaway, Rogue's like just lays it all out for Gambit. She's like, I have to take a trip. It's gonna be just me. I do it like every year. Basically she's gonna go visit Cody.
Yeah.
Every year she goes, she visits him. She feels
Taking
really
some
bad.
her time.
Yeah. Well, it's not even just taking her some her time. It's just
She goes so she can feel guilty and sad.
It's like
So
her
she can
penance.
reminisce. Like, this is how I am.
and somebody should visit you.
Right, and no one else will.
Yeah.
And Remy's like, why don't you Remy-ness? So basically, she's like, I can't ever let anyone love me again because of this, because of what happened with Cody. And he's like, that's dumb. I'm gonna smile in a horrible way.
Yeah. Also, his eyes are red? I never
Yeah,
knew
they are.
that.
Black and red.
Black and
gross.
red. No, it's
That's
cool.
his thing.
That's
It
Gambit.
looks like a demon.
So
Well, he's got a kinetic energy fire inside of him.
Yeah.
gotta let it out.
Through his cards.
Gotta let it out. So anyway, she's like, you don't understand, and he's just like,
Right.
I
have to be alone.
I have to be alone. And he's like, no, you don't really have. What? All right, fine. We stop in Mississippi where we see like a nun, like feeling up
Touching
Cody.
Cody inappropriately.
It's like,
Very weird.
and then it's like, okay, never mind. I you know what? I didn't want to write this, and I forgot to take it out. So
I already drew it. I'm sorry.
now in New Orleans, we see Belladonna, and she's doing her test to see if she can actually lead the Guild of Assassins.
Yeah. She has to fight ineffectual bad guys.
Yeah,
in a room by
they're
herself.
hand assassins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're actual bad guys.
They are, but like she specifies how it's not really a challenge.
Well, because they have to show how cool she is. But they're
guess,
hand
yeah.
assassins that were like captured.
Yeah.
So I was like, first of all, I guess maybe they're crappy hand assassins, and told that if they kill her, they'll be like set free. Which was just like the hand was just no. But she takes them out very easily, and she's just
Because they're
like,
not actually
there.
hand assassins. They just dress them up like that.
Right.
They're kids that got off the street.
They're hand bots.
Hand
They're like Doom bots.
Put their
They're
hand-
like
let's-
robotic, ineffectual versions.
Let's workshop that name. I don't think that's gonna. I have
When-
a feeling.
when they go
What's
out-
wrong with that name?
We'll talk about it later. I feel like someone else might have copyrighted that already, though, for something very different.
I have work for you. You're going to go out on a hand job.
Thank you. That's brilliant. All right.
She beats them, and everyone's like, "Good job, Belladonna. Good for you. You did
beat
it.
You
did
beat
it.
that very hard fight.
Ooh.
Oh, look at you. You're the
Yeah,
best.
that's right."
You're so strong.
So then, like, literally, she's just like, "Okay." Like, she has a whole plan involved. And then we cut back to Cody again. It's just like,
Don't forget, Cody's still in a coma.
Does your plan involve Cody?
In some way.
Like, oh, here's this hint you dropped on the floor. Would you like to have it back? Because I don't need it.
There's a rule: every other page has to end with a panel of Cody.
Still
it's
in
like
his
a game
coma.
that the artist and the writer
gotcha.
had.
That's interesting. I
Let's
don't
see,
like
and let's
I bet
check-
you can't end every other page with Cody in a coma.
Oh, I bet I can.
It's like a soap
I
opera.
bet I do.
They finish a scene, then they go back to the hospital bed.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
Exactly.
Oh, he's still in a coma.
Gambit tries one more time to, like, make good with Rogue. He brings her flowers, and she's just like, he asks for forgiveness, and she's like, there's no reason. It's just, like, I gotta do this.
I already
That's the
forgot
thing.
about it.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, you're fine.
That encounter with you was meaningless.
Exactly.
I wasn't really paying attention.
Look, it's always a back and forth.
Right? And he's wearing gloves and everything like that. So,
Yeah.
like, he jumps in, he's just like, how about a kiss? And he grabs her by the hand, he kisses her gloved hand. And then she just pushes him on the bed, and he just lays there spread eagle, like,
All right, let's
he's
do
like,
this.
Look where I landed.
check it out.
Hey, if I'm already here,
Any thoughts there?
maybe you want to call the hand for this, because I'm pretty sure.
They've got a service for that. Trademarked. So then she leaves and she's like, I'll be back. And he's just like, oh, not soon enough. Ha ha ha. And then Storm walks in like, what are you doing?
Hey.
She makes fun of him for like taking a nap on Rogue's bed. And he's just like, you know better than that.
Taking a nap.
Yeah, that's what they call it now. Taking a nap. Basically, he's just like, I just don't understand like why she's pushing me away. Like especially now, doesn't she need like a friend? And she's like, maybe she just needs some space.
Yeah, maybe just like listen to her.
Yeah. Have you tried that?
Have you tried just like believing her?
Thanks, Aurora. That's real smart. I'm gonna go after her.
Yeah, so
That's
that's
the
what he
dumbest
does.
thing I ever heard.
He's just like, yeah, okay, why not? Anyway, and he hops out the window.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out this window
That
for
she
a
left.
totally unrelated reason
Yeah.
to anything we were just talking
Exactly. Also, I've got a cigarette ready to go. I'm just going out to smoke.
about. Yeah,
Over here, by this tree. I'm gonna keep going. A little further. Can you see me
but
still?
I will come back later.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll be
promise.
back. Yeah,
It'll be fine.
yeah, don't worry.
So
And
we're
then
going to Mississippi.
we go to Mississippi where Rogue is like describing going down the hallway and how like sad it is and like how like, you know, everyone looks like at her with like pity because if you're here, like you're there for like someone who's like in a bad way and such.
Plus, she's wearing just like a horrendous gloves and
It
shoes
doesn't
that are
really,
lime
yeah,
green.
no, I mean like they're
It's
like
just
even these
awful.
nuns are like,
It's oh, honey.
all right, so Rogue goes inside. She's like, oh, it's really hard and like blah, blah, blah. Like, anyway, hey, it's time for our yearly visit. What? Because he's gone.
He's not there.
He's just not there at all.
That's why there were so many panels of him in the bed, so that'd be even more shocking when he's not in it.
Right? She's just like, he should be here. I called ahead. You know, in case he got better.
Right, because they have to specify that, like, this is really shocking. It's not
Yeah.
where she's
Well,
just like, oh, maybe he's in another bed. It's
and
like,
he's
no,
not
he should
dead.
be here.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, I called up, like, he didn't die, right?
Right? Is it? Did he? No? Okay, good. I guess I'll still come. But then she realizes, she's like, oh, and she starts putting it together and like she knows she's gonna be attacked and she immediately gets blasted by like energy. It sends her into a wall and then we run into Fifole.
Yeah.
The names
I've
on these
never
guys
heard of
are
this person.
fantastic.
Neither have I. I'm sure somebody knows who this person is. But
He's basically a ghost.
well, yeah, he can make himself tangible and intangible, but he's like green. So
Yeah.
he's like a ghost of the Sargasso, I guess. And
He's also the color of her gloves and shoes.
yeah, exactly. So he can't.
Like, exactly?
Yeah. So like, he acts like, you know, he's there to get her or he's there to get Cody or whatever. But like, Rogue, instead of like going with her training, it, like just lashes out because she's concerned about Cody and she goes and like attacks him and just goes right through him. And then she's like, oh, you're intangible. And then he kicks her in the face. He's like, only when I want to be. Ha 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 ha. And then a bunch of like assassins show up and they just start pummeling her and she just takes it because she's afraid they're going to hurt Cody.
Yeah, 'cause he's like, don't do anything foolish if you want Cody to live.
Exactly.
I
And
can't
then
fight.
like they call forth Singer, who has a message, which is like so stupid. Because they use Singer, whose power is
A
to-
sewing machine.
right, is to channel Belladonna.
Yeah.
Why isn't she just there?
Why does he just show up and say her message?
No, I'd rather
No.
have an intercom.
No, 'cause
a physical person who is my intercom.
Because I'm like the maestro. I'm doing things over here. I'm doing things over
Right, I
there.
don't have time for this.
I'm
By the
talking
way-
to Rogue. I'm talking to this person. Like,
Your name is Singer, and the message comes out your eyes and
Yeah.
not your mouth?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it does. No, I know.
She sings with her eyes.
Yeah. She's one of them eye singers. I know. Right?
Yeah.
They're
It's very
legends.
strange.
So Belladonna's like, the boy's mine. And she took Cody. And she's just like, here's the thing. You messed up, Rogue. Because Rogue touched her and took some of her memories. And like, she wants him like back. And she's real mad about that.
Yeah.
And
It's
she's
not
like,
like
I'm
they're
sorry.
gone. It's
Rogue-
just like, how dare you also have them?
Yeah,
No, I think
Rogue's-
she's still. well,
she doesn't have him. No, she says
Yeah.
she's like
Yeah,
not.
she can't
She's
remember.
not quite
She
right.
can't
She
remember,
wishes
like,
she
her
had them.
dad and stuff.
Yeah. But then she also says that they should be hers alone. So she's like going back and forth. Because in the beginning she says like, yeah,
Yeah.
and then this. So
The
it's
book-
a little.
The author's not sure.
A little bit of both. But like, Rogue's like, it was an accident. Like, I didn't.
Yeah. I tripped or something. I don't remember.
I don't remember either,
how that
honestly.
happened, but
Look, we were making out a little bit. It just happened.
Belladonna's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. She's like, I got Cody and Remy's next. So
yep.
anyone,
I'm just gonna take away
everything
everything
that's yours is your.
Which
I'm
is like,
taking.
if your plan is just to get revenge, then why is Cody still alive at all? Like, why didn't you just kill him?
Right? Because
Because this is a Marvel book.
circuitous.
Yes. I guess she wants her to have hope that she
Inserts-
could rescue him.
Right, I guess. So then, like, these nuns come in and like they're like, "Can we help you?" She's like, "No,
No,
I have to
don't
be
touch
alone."
me."
No. And she flies off, and we see Remy like leaving Xavier's mansion because like clearly he ran out of the window and then like had a cigarette and then went back inside and like packed a bag and like
Had a sandwich.
flirted with some girls, and then he got on his motorcycle and left. And we see Gree, who was like one of Belladonna's right-hand men, and she's like,
Thank you for pronouncing that. Thank you. Jesus.
well,
That entire time I was like, Gris.
I think it's Gree.
I would assume, yeah.
But like essentially he's there to report on Gambit's movements and that he's on his way, or like that he's leaving, and she's like, excellent. And so it begins my game of cat and mouse. I'm the cat, by the way. So anyway, Rogue goes off to fly, and she's like, I hope I can get there in time. And we'll find out.
Where's she going?
Yeah, because it says like, who will she reach first?
Right. So I guess is
It's
she
like,
going to
will
save
she-
Cody? Is she going to save
Well,
Remy?
she doesn't even know where Cody
Yeah,
is. At
so,
least
like,
you know where
obviously
Remy
she's
is.
going
Like,
to-
she's just gonna go
Yeah.
there. And for our final book, it's Magneto.
Ethan's gonna do Magneto. Thanks.
No, Ethan already did one, so it's this. Just fly through it.
Yeah, it's real simple. You know, you could describe the plot in like a
Magneto #1.
Just do
It's a very straightforward, clear
just
story.
gloss over.
Written by Peter Milligan, art by Kelly Jones, script by Jorge Gonzalez. I guess Magneto #1 doesn't have Magneto in it.
It has a version of Magneto, kind of.
It
Kind of.
doesn't have Magneto in it.
Yeah.
So this is Joseph, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is Technicolor Dreamcoat.
So you open the book, and the art is horrible.
What are you talking about?
What?
It is so bad. Whoever did this, Kelly Jones, cannot draw faces worth a damn. That or they're just
What do you
incredibly
mean?
animated.
That's a great face.
You mean Granny Goodness there?
Yeah.
Who is supposed to be...
Do you see? Yeah. It's good.
And then
That's good too.
And then there's Rogue with her face, and
Yeah.
then her face down here, who is someone else.
Yeah.
And then that face, which is a Popeye face.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's excellent.
Yeah.
So Joseph is looking up information about Magneto, because apparently Magneto was the X-Men's biggest enemy, and he needs to know more about it so he doesn't become Magneto, because Joseph comes from the future or the past.
No, he had his powers, his memories stolen by Professor X.
Yeah, but like, what happened? Like, he was in a piece of Avalon that crashed to Earth.
Oh, the Avalon was the name of the space station that Magneto ruled. It's not actual Avalon.
All right, so this is Magneto.
No, it is. It's Arthur and...
Yeah, and the round table and all that, just in space. I can see why you were even more confused by this book than I was. No, I actually remembered, because we talked about this.
I know. I really had
Some
like
book.
because it was a good, bad, and ugly one, because there were definitely two characters who showed up in that are in this, and I was like, I barely remember anything about them, but I do remember part of it.
Anyway, apparently if you take away Magneto's memories, he becomes a good guy.
Yeah, that doesn't
Make any sense.
I guess because like he lost all his memories, so he's a blank slate, and the X-Men like were just like, come be with us, you're a good guy.
And it's kind of like, come be with us so we can keep an eye on you.
Right. Yeah, because like if we leave you to your own devices, you will become Magneto.
So
You can't help it.
It's part of you.
And amazingly enough, that's exactly what's happening.
Right.
Because he's looking up information about his past, so I can avoid becoming Magneto.
Right.
And inadvertently will become Magneto along the way.
Yeah.
I've explained the entire book. That's all that matters.
It's very clear
It
from the
really,
outset
yeah,
what they're
like
trying to
it's
do
just,
here.
It's
We just
a
get to
lot
find
of
out how it happened.
It's a lot of him freaking out. The
Oh, he's so
script is
torn
terrible.
and he's just
your
so
misguided
hard.
fears are all the more reason for me to pursue my search.
just
It's not just
screaming at
idle
each other.
curiosity.
well, I think he and Rogue have a little history at this point.
I guess. Well, she's like, he implies that she's been nice to him.
Yeah.
I think.
Which is interesting because in a different reality, like, they end up together and have a child together.
But she's still trying to control him. She's like, you're not supposed to be reading that.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed you're a loose cannon. You're gonna fly off the edge of the slightest thing.
Yeah,
You're-
here, have this coloring book and some crayons. Just have a scene.
Anyway, that's all we get for the Xavier Institute. Magneto, Joseph, goes to Bolivia, and he's searching the ground for pieces of Avalon.
Yeah.
And then he falls down a hole in the ground, and
Yeah,
ends up
it's
in this.
like, it's weird. It's like, it's really, like, does he just not see it?
Right.
I think the ground gives way.
Like gives way underneath him, but like
he happens
because he's
to fall
magnetic.
into this cavern where there's these people. Like it's so like was this planned?
I don't know.
Did someone arrange this?
For me, what
How
really,
is there light down there?
what kills me is that, like, they just didn't color the ground.
Yeah.
So
What are you
it's
talking
like,
about? This gradient, this blank gradient behind me. Anyway,
it's good.
and he's like searching for traces of Avalon, just like out in the.
Yeah,
no.
oh,
Yeah,
no,
I don't- is there
hot,
any metal
cold,
around
here?
cold.
Yeah.
I found some metal.
Boop, boop, boop,
Oh,
boop, boop.
it's just raw ore.
Oh.
Anyway, he finds a piece of Avalon
It's a
on
soda
the ground.
can.
He's like, ooh, piece of Avalon. He walks over to it and immediately falls into a hole.
Ooh, piece of candy.
And when he gets down there, there's metal everywhere. Which, how did you not find that?
Yeah, you were sensing metal literally. Well, it was underground. I
And
can't
then-
sense metal
It's
underground.
really far.
And then, oh my God, there's
Okay.
a head sculpture thingy in the likeness of Magneto. Oh, this is getting too strange, he says. Anyway,
His head.
the helmet
Yeah.
blasts him. All of these people come out of the woodwork, and they're like, "Oh, a defiler! Someone here from the outside world."
Yeah, they accuse him of being a flat scanner, which is a
Which is a
human.
human.
And he's just like, I am not.
I'm not. I
I'm
am
a
a
mutant."
guy. I am just a dude, and everyone's like, "Funny, he looks like our savior Magneto," and he's like, "I will not say anything."
Yeah, but younger
And hotter.
because apparently he also got de-aged.
Which is why I thought he was
Professor
like
X-
from the
yeah,
future,
and that
but
part
the
I
past.
cannot explain because Sal didn't talk about that part.
Well, you see, when you get your memories taken away, it just removes all the stress, so the wrinkle lines
Years
go
just
away.
come right off.
Right off. When you have no burdens,
Right. Oh,
you're like a child again, both inside and outside.
That's cool.
There you go.
Neat.
This spot in the Arctic is New Avalon, because
Yes.
now that Avalon fell from the sky, there has to be a new Avalon for the mutants to be at.
Yeah, it's like the ones who were in Avalon, like trying to rebuild.
Yeah, well,
But apparently Avalon fell in Bolivia, and this
Yeah.
is the Arctic.
Yeah, so they like made a new one.
Yeah.
In a place where no one would bother.
Or it's scattered. I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It's in Bolivia, but this is new.
yeah.
But they have like a device
all
that
new.
keeps
Although all
them
different Avalon.
hidden from all satellite imagery and psychic probes, because Xavier could easily get
Yeah,
them.
they had to say
Oh,
that, so
I
you
found
would
them.
be like, why wouldn't Professor X find them? Oh, well, there's a barrier.
Oh, don't worry, we have a device for that.
Is Professor X even here now?
I don't
No.
even know.
He's
Maybe
not in
not.
the book.
I don't remember.
He's not referenced.
This is where we need Snail.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Because he could have
Exodus.
become Onslaught, right, at this point? Because that happened after he took Magneto's memories, right?
Maybe.
I don't think it was the thing that made him Onslaught. It was like one of the things like on the road to that, I think.
Right.
It's like when he went too far the first time.
Exodus is in New Avalon. He's the leader of this place.
Yeah.
He has a prisoner, Amelia Vogt. V-O-G-H-T.
I think it's vote. Right?
I would think it's Vogt.
Vote.
Exodus is torturing her and saying, like, you know, I'm ushering a new age for our people. I don't see why you're against me. I'm basically creating what Magneto had for us in space, but on Earth. And when we get rid of all the humans, the flat scanners, it'll be perfect for us. And I don't know why you would have plans against me to betray me.
Yeah, because she was, she was monitoring Rogue's conversation with Magneto earlier in the book.
Yes.
And he's like, what do you do? Like, I don't care about another Magneto. Like, that's...
And then the artist draws her face as if it was flat.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And up here, she's making a hideous face. Like, it's just...
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's worse
It's
than
weird.
not good.
Yeah.
It is horrific.
It's distracting.
It's real bad. Anyway,
Exodus and Fabian Cortez are the only thing I remember from that other book that we read.
Yes. Yeah.
And then something about a fucking...
a vote.
They are acolytes of Magneto.
They are, and like they were like Exodus
On the
was
ship.
like, "Rah," and like
Yeah.
Cortez was like taking advantage, I think, or
Yeah.
like
I remember it was super complicated.
All I remember is that Exodus is the one who was like, all right, Magneto kept us safe, and he didn't like the humans, so I'm gonna hate the humans, and we're
Yeah.
gonna wipe them out.
He's like
Yeah.
worse than Magneto.
yeah.
So then when Magneto's out of the way, boom. I'm
yeah.
Yeah.
Fabian apparently died, but didn't die, and is back because Exodus was like, I saw you dead! And he's like, no, I'm fine.
Yep.
Because X-Men.
Because I'm
And-
a comic character.
he is pleading for the life of Amelia,
Yep.
being like, don't kill her.
Right.
And if you don't kill her, she won't be dead.
And
Truth.
people will be in awe of your like mercy
Your kindness,
or something.
because that's
And-
good. You need that.
And
Yeah.
she's happy because
It's the worst, most unconvincing argument ever.
Yeah, it really is.
But
You're
it
just
works
like,
for no
okay,
reason.
yeah. He's just like, fine. Like, I don't really believe you, but like, I
Right.
won't kill her, but she can't go anywhere.
Right.
And then this
then-
thing
oh!
happens.
But don't worry, razors are here.
Oh, and they're in the book.
And they're just Jaegers because they take 2 pilots to pilot them.
Yeah, and
It's
they're
just a sentinel with a guy inside.
Yeah, 2 guys.
2 guys.
it's like really big, but then they're not really big.
They're not actually
like
that
they're big, not big, but like
Yeah.
they can like change as need be.
And
They're
they have
adaptive.
kind of powers and weapons, and
They're real scary and hard
They
to
found
beat.
them.
And like, how did
Yeah.
they find them without them noticing? Because they're so big.
You found us.
Well, because these people are the worst. That's how. Like, they're so terrible.
Look at this bizarre alien-looking guy who is one of their leaders because he has large eyes and a giant head, apparently.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you must
Oh,
be smart.
or a
Your
bug
head's
man.
so big.
I don't
You're
know.
really smart. Will you lead us?
No.
Only if you wear gigantic shoulder pads all the time.
Magnus will find us, and then, Diva's in the book.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Pink, pink.
Anyway, these things attack, and they're wiping people out, and Magnus gets knocked away into a river, and then he freaks out, and he has everyone stop because he uses his magnetic powers. And then Diva's like, it's Lord Magneto, I knew it.
Yep. Yeah, he says, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you for hurting these people," and who's the guy who's behind it? They say it's General.
It's
Yeah.
Task. Trask.
Trask?
Yeah,
Trask.
it's Trask.
It's Trask.
It's
Trask's like, "Got him! That's him!"
They're like, well, he's just like, they're like, it looks like it could be. It looks like Magneto, and
Yeah.
but I know it's not.
But he's so young.
But
And-
here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
One of the guys inside these razor suits is like, hey, Mr. Trask, sir, it looks like Magneto's here. He's like, oh, that's interesting. Do you want me to toast him? And he's like, I was wondering, Armstrong, from the description, it occurs to me this might be young Magneto himself. Like, do you want me to just destroy him? He's like, don't be so quick to dismiss him. The return of Magneto could put all of us into work. You should probably kill him.
He wanted it to be his idea.
We can't take any chances. You must eliminate him.
He's that kind of manager.
Yeah, they already were thinking that there was something about him, so him throwing back a metal machine with
Yeah.
his mind, basically, is like, oh, it's Magneto.
Yeah, it's certainly not telekinesis or anything.
No.
Anyway,
You mean technokinesis?
technokinesis. It's the music, it moves you. Everyone's like, oh, Lord Magneto, you've returned. I love you. Have my baby.
Essentially, yeah.
They're just throwing underwear at him.
And he's like, God, when will you freaking morons get it? I'm not Magneto.
I'm Joseph!
Just, I know that I look exactly like him and that I have all of these tendencies and these power. When will,
I know that I'm Magneto. But
know
like,
what?
why do you think I'm Magneto?
I'm just gonna go.
Like, go away.
And then he jumps in a river, and then he uses the ore underneath it to propel himself like a
Super
water
fast.
train.
Yeah. Just through the water. Cool.
I guess he doesn't need to breathe because magnetic.
Well, though, he does it so fast that he's gone in like a second.
Yeah, and you know, all his skin's still on.
Anyway, then we go back,
Fine.
and Amelia
We're back to the Arctic.
We're back
to the
at New
Arctic.
Avalon. Amelia and oh crap, what was his name?
Felix?
No.
Fabian Cortez?
Fabian Cortez, yeah.
Fabian and Amelia are talking. There's so much unnecessariness in this book.
Well, just skip it. It
They're
doesn't
just talking
matter.
back and forth, and
They're talking about how
they're ta-
dangerous
Basically, Amelia's talking about how she knows that Magneto is back.
and that the bad guy, what's his name?
Exodus.
Exodus is like he's going too far.
He is, because his whole plan is to take the New Avalon and lift
Yeah.
it up, and it's going to ruin the
gonna
Arctic,
ruin
and
the
it's
Earth.
going to,
Yeah.
it's going to
It's
destroy.
gonna like crack the Earth's crust and stuff when it takes off.
Eat your crust.
It's all going to be ruined, and then there won't be anything left for the
Yeah, so
commuters
she's like,
either.
I don't think this is good. Like,
Yeah,
I
this
think
It's
is
going to ruin
bad.
us.
yeah,
And then for some reason, Magneto looks like Khan.
Yep.
Fine.
yeah. All right.
So
Back
then
to Magneto.
Magneto is just out of the river
sorry.
and hanging out somewhere.
Joseph
Sorry,
looks
Joseph.
like
Joseph.
Joseph
Yeah.
is out of the river and hanging
Never
out.
mind the name of the book. It's Joseph.
And he just propels himself like to an unknown spot to sulk and be like, why won't people stop calling me Magneto?
God, why does everyone call me that? It's not my name.
I'm Joseph. I have to learn things about myself.
Yeah.
Myself now is Joseph.
And he's like, what kind of person must I have been?
Well,
Pretty badass.
I have to admire the Acolyte's persistence. They followed my trail, so then he runs off in the woods.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
senses I'm coming.
I'll run off in this direction. Oh, wait, I found Magneto's hideout.
Ta-da!
Yeah, because he was searching for like some significant part of the wreckage.
Yeah, he wanted to find like his stuff.
Yeah. Where's my stuff? I want to get my stuff back.
So I can learn about myself.
I want to like reconnect with myself.
But not myself. I mean myself in the past so that I cannot become myself from the past because I'm Joseph.
Yeah.
you
How could I avoid becoming myself if I don't learn everything about myself?
He's like, wait, what is this, the 90s? He's just like, I had a CD on that thing. I really wanted
There
it.
was a mix CD that
Yeah.
someone made for
I
me.
spent, like,
Charles
hours
made
curating it,
made it
yeah.
for me. And like, I'll never
But
get
Chuck-
those songs back. The
Yeah, I
problem
can't
is that
remember most of them.
I don't know what they were called.
Yep.
I
You
just
gotta get it back.
I gotta get it back.
It's worth it.
One of them was my jam.
And like they just shut Napster down, so I'm never gonna be able to get it back.
It's over.
And that's technokinesis.
Technokinesis.
I guess this was pre-Napster, wasn't it?
I don't know.
This was 95, 96?
96,
Yeah,
95, whatever.
I jumped the gun. I was thinking 2001.
So there's like
he literally finds his room.
there's a giant capsule, like a
Yeah.
giant. How would you not find this? It's the biggest piece of
the
metal
jungle's
in the
real
entire
thick.
area.
Also, they didn't notice the big robots coming.
Yeah.
So
So his like ability to sense metal, it comes and goes.
his
as the
ability to
plot
see
requires.
apparently comes and goes.
It's real shoddy.
Yeah. And he just stumbles across like the main like chamber of Magneto.
He's like, oh, look at that.
oh, here
I
it
found
is.
He opens the door. All of his clothes are in there.
Yeah. Hey, all my
So-
stuff's here.
Oh, neat.
He must have left naked. He's just like, I will strip
This
and
is
then I will leave.
This is a spare suit.
Yeah.
Spare suit.
It's got multiple suits.
It's got a lot. It's all the same though.
Yep.
He turns on a computer.
And he's got himself screaming at him.
Magneto starts talking to him from a screen. The humans have erred grievously if they assumed I would allow the latest affront to mutant kind to go unpunished.
He's like,
He's like, oh, Jesus.
He's like,
oh, so mad, so angry.
yeah.
Now I know why I didn't like this
Other
guy.
Magneto's like, get rid of the bangs. It's not a good look for you. It's
I'm
just-
sorry.
Yeah. I am
you
recording, but I am so offended by what you're wearing on your face.
Will you put on some clothes?
Yeah.
Do you know who
What is
you
that?
are? You're
Is that a
Magneto.
vest?
Come on, man. Have some self-respect.
You
You look like a
Khan.
goddamn clown. Jesus. Wear this silly helmet instead.
Yeah, you're gonna look great.
So
Purple
then-
and red, it's your color.
Joseph feels real bad.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
I can't believe what I've done in the
I'm
past.
so bad. I'm so like
And hey-
mean to people.
Fabian's there.
Yeah, because freaking Amelia sent him. She's like, there's a man you have to go talk to. He can fix it.
I sent you right to his quarters where he is.
I knew
Yeah,
where he was.
I knew. I used.
I knew what he was looking for. I knew he was gonna find it.
Yep.
So this is where Fabian is explaining Exodus's plan to Magneto, being like he's gonna wipe mankind off the face of the earth.
Like we need you to help.
Because basically Exodus listened to you and
Yeah.
your plans.
He's like, "But I'm
and then
Joseph."
took it one step further.
He didn't listen to me.
My favorite part of this book is this panel right here, where he's
Where he
like,
goes, no, it's impossible! Not in my footsteps! In Magneto's!
and he's like,
I'm Joseph!
oh my god, I thought that was like an act. You seriously think you're not Magneto?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
he
then
puts his
Fabian-
hand on his head like, oh
He
my
face
god.
palms and they write in the word sigh. Like, Christ,
Oh,
man.
Jesus, dude. Like,
Fine.
this is what we're doing?
We're gonna.
This
we're
is the
gonna-
plot? All right.
You're the savior?
Great.
You got a book? Fabian goes, my mistake then. I'll leave you to
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right, he gives
And
up.
then-
He's like, later, Joseph.
me. And then I'll go. Because the only person that Exodus would listen to is Magneto
Right,
himself.
and he ain't here.
And that ain't you.
He's dead. Yep.
And then Joseph says, wait. Maybe there's a way. If I become Magneto.
No, he says like, I'll pretend.
Like, you are Magneto. I don't
No.
care what name you use. Like, you are literally Magneto.
No, I will wear his clothes, and I will speak in his voice, and I will eat his food.
Then you're going
and
to
I will
be
brush
him.
his teeth,
Then you are him.
and I will water his plants.
Like, stop pretending that you're not him just because you can't remember.
I
Like,
will file his taxes. But I am not Magneto.
Did you get the same program Juggernaut had?
Oh, you mean TurboTax?
Yeah.
Even Fabian's like, look, you don't have to come back as Magneto. Worst case scenario, 2-3 million people die.
Yeah, it's not worth you becoming Magneto.
It's fine.
It's fine.
So then Joseph puts on the helmet and becomes Magneto.
Yeah, but I know I'm still pretending though. But it's not like we can't tell where this series is going.
So, you want me to tell you something about Joseph? Joseph's a clone.
He is a clone. Okay, so where's Magneto?
He comes back. But
From where?
So that's why he looks younger?
Yep.
That makes sense.
That sucks.
So he didn't have his memories taken by Professor X. He never had them.
Yeah.
And that's why he's so insistent that he's not Magneto. Not that he knows he's a clone.
Right.
He's just like, I'm not
Now,
him.
I don't know if they knew that at the time. I just know
Right.
he ends up being a clone.
He ends up being a clone.
Clone!
That's
That
infuriating.
sucks. God damn it.
All right.
So, hang on. The other thing that's interesting is these two books, when did this one come out? What month? November 96? This is after Marvel goes bankrupt, I believe. This is around the bankruptcy time.
Okay.
You know what's going to save us?
This is,
Magneto #1.
I can't remember if that's actually post or whatever, but like this
Right.
is bankruptcy.
Around that's-
Yeah, this is the time that
that era.
they were going bankrupt.
Yeah.
This is when they're coming back.
Okay.
This is when like they're like, okay, we're getting new writers in and we're actually trying. It's Marvel at like their lowest and trying to get back
Right.
to
Well, that's
brass tacks.
interesting because like this is actually good.
I know.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Right? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So like this is like kind of we can do no wrong to oh my god, the house is falling down and it's
Yeah.
burning around us.
Yeah.
And this is like, okay, from the ashes, so rise the phoenix.
It's got to be different.
Please.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, we've read all three of these books. Cyclops #1, Rogue #1, Magneto #1, which is the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's start with the good.
Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Rogue.
I really want to go with Rogue.
I did enjoy Rogue.
I did, but like at least Cyclops' book is really like the plot surrounds him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're not bringing in other characters to try to support it.
Also,
it is
the art is better.
Yes, the art is also better.
That's where I disagree.
Really?
I like the art better in Rogue.
It's
No.
It's
there's-
consistent.
Actually, I find
there's
it
a
to be
shot of
not
someone's
consistent.
feet where I'm just like, why with the feet? Why are feet so hard?
Yeah, I don't like. I like.
It's cartoony, but it's consistent for me. Like, it looks good.
I think Texiera is more consistent. The fact that this is Rogue #1, it does. I mean, like she's in it most of the book, but like it's Remy's past that's haunting her.
It's a decent showcase for Rogue.
That
but yeah,
I got
it's
a problem
too bad
with.
that it's really not her.
Yeah, and I mean, like
story.
yes, it is her action from that,
Right.
but it was his troubles that snuck up
Yeah.
on her here. We're not really dealing with like a Rogue
it
personal
rises
problem.
from the ashes of literally a Gambit book.
Yeah, so like that for me makes this not the good. This is the good for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I would put this as the bad.
This is the bad.
Yeah. Ugly.
Horrible.
Hands down.
So not good.
At least we agree on something.
It's not good.
Yeah. It's a slog.
It was.
It's incomprehensible.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
ugly.
It's
like
hideous.
It is. It's
literally ugly.
It looks bad.
It looks.
It looks bad.
The faces in this are just changed from panel to panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Everyone's
really.
a lunatic.
Yeah, and I could care less about the story. It was just so funny because it's like usually with the X-Men, yes, you're gonna get stuff that's like really like. It's like a lot's going on. It's melodramatic. Maybe you don't know what's happening because it's like there's so much history behind it. Like I very rarely have I ever been like so like yeah, but I don't like when is this gonna end? I don't
Yeah.
care about this book.
Yeah.
Like you guys are here. I was like finishing this up, and I was just like, I'm like, this book won't end.
Right. It just will not
It just
stop.
like it's not even. It's no bigger than any of these books.
No.
And it just felt
It
so
feels
much
like an
longer.
eternity.
And there is more monologuing in these, like
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
narration monologuing,
Yeah.
which normally I hate.
Yeah.
And there's actual conversation
Yeah.
about what's going on in this one, and I could not stand it.
It's
Yeah.
just insipid because it's just constant. He's just saying the same thing over and over again
Yep.
about how like, well, I have to find out about my past, but I won't become Magneto. And who was this Magneto?
How dare you look into your past and trying to become Magneto?
And
Yeah.
then these incomprehensible conversations between the characters in New Avalon, where I'm just like, it's impenetrable. They look ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
They've got crap all over their faces.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone's got crap on their faces. I'm like,
know.
what are you doing?
Yeah, you got the Acolytes, you got the New Avalon, you got like,
Who
it's
look
like,
weirdly similar, like their outfits are similar. Maybe that's because that was their Avalon uniforms. I don't know, but they all
in
got
space.
yeah,
That's
it's-
what makes.
These.
I
They're
think
just
it's space
covered
stuff.
in shit.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's the mid '90s
I
for
know,
superheroes.
I know.
Yeah, but this book though is far more impenetrable for being a number 1 than
And-
either of these are.
Oh, if
And
you
the plot-
weren't following X-Men closely,
Yeah.
you have no clue.
Like here's the thing, you don't know why Cyclops is having a hard time right now. It does tell you like to go back and read whatever,
Yeah.
but
But
it's
it
like
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You're fine. We're
yeah.
going on an adventure.
Yeah.
This one, maybe you have to know a little bit here
yeah,
and
if
there.
I hadn't read that
Yeah,
Gambit
like,
story,
you're
I'd be like,
oh,
what is
who
all
knows?
this?
But they do a better job, I think, of laying it out for those who don't know that.
Yeah.
This is just like, dude,
You're just
you're not
gonna-
buying this book unless you know.
Yep.
Which is ridiculous because like you're making it a number 1, you're making it a big deal. Like
Yeah.
that's
What
that's
a
just
way.
an
Well, I
ugly.
mean, and you called it Magneto, but he insists on calling himself Joseph. And you're really insisting that he's not Magneto.
Yeah,
So like,
regardless of what ends up happening.
if I wanted to read a Magneto book, this is like
I'm not.
Not it.
terrible.
Yeah.
Because he's not in it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess they're
But
like, yeah, but
he
by
is.
the end, he puts it on.
He puts on the mask, but he's like, but I'm only pretending.
I'm just gonna pretend to be the character on the cover. So I guess the question is then for you guys, does this qualify for going into the wrong box? I mean, Sal's not here, but I will ask if you guys feel like it should be nominated for that.
Yes.
Wow.
I
Strong feelings.
hated it.
Strong feelings from Ben. Mm-hmm. It's borderline for me.
The faces alone.
The faces are pretty terrible.
Faces are really bad.
I have not seen art this bad in other books.
Whoa.
We have. But like, this is unforgivable. This is a major Marvel title that they were trying to put out in the
Well.
90s.
What do you think?
I say yes. Wrong box.
All right. So it honestly doesn't matter for me. I don't care enough for it either way to say yes. So I would just go no. I just don't care. This week our good was Cyclops #1 by Brian K. Vaughan with art by Mark
I
Texeira.
vote of 2-1.
Exactly. It
Split
gets
decision.
to go on the little pedestal, making Rogue the bad, Magneto the ugly, not just the
By
ugly.
unanimous
But
consent.
yeah, this is unanimously ugly and it's going in the wrong box.
Woo!
It'll get its chance someday to be redeemed. It probably won't be, but it might.
Maybe.
I mean,
It depends on what it's going up against.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. That's it. Thanks so much for watching The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought was the good, the bad, and the ugly, and if you think that Magneto #1 deserves to be in the wrong box. Hopefully they'll agree.
I hope.
I don't know. We'll see how that
Here's
goes.
the thing. I hope they didn't read it because don't put yourself through that.
Don't do it.
You know what's the final nail in the coffin for this book?
Yeah, what?
The final ad
Yeah.
is for Nights into Dreams on Sega Saturn.
Sega, not even
The
Sega
most
CD.
forgettable gaming system
They're just
ever
like,
put out by a major company.
ta-da!
Yep.
What do you think?
Couldn't even
Yeah,
get a
it's
decent.
Oh, it's all garbage?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's all garbage.
It's fine. It's fine.
And the Tin Star, was that in this one or was that in the other one?
I don't remember.
I think that was in Rogue.
That wasn't. Yeah, because Tin Star was a Sega Genesis game.
All right, I'm gonna leave them to it.
Yeah,
We'll
just
see.
Tin Star.
We'll see you guys next time. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Ethan.
And this is Action Man! And I'm Ben.
3 waters for playtime.
What? I should put all this in stuff. You're gonna want all of this.
Gross.
I'm thirsty, okay?